It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Interbet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.
Race 4 on the card. It's a maiden plate for the fillies and mares set to be run over the 1200 meter trip, and race 4 kicks off the first leg of Jackpot 1 on the Sunday, the 13th of February. But before we dissect the field, let's have a look at the two reruns. Global Secret when running second and Vision of Will when running third, and then moving on to the interviews from Rachel Vinegar and Peter Muscat.
Go out at the 300. Aerial View towards the inside. Temple Offers on a forward move, 3 to make up. Global Secret, how much left in the tank? Because Aerial View and Temple Offer running on. Global Secret just by a neck, but running on empty. And Aerial View's got her number. Aerial View raced on by from Global Secret. Victory Vision behind these, Temple Off, and Corner Crusade goes in. Perfect Appeal, and Cullen Zinzi's under a drive on the extreme outside, and Corner Crusade's running an absolute cracker. Regina's Angels getting into it. Corner Crusade hits the front, 150 meters to go, and Corner Crusade is going great guns. Corner Crusade for the win. Second spot, maybe number 1, Lady Macbeth. Vision of Will and Cullen Zinzi.
Yes, Greensleeves' penultimate start was nice. Her last start, I'm not sure what happened there, but hopefully we'll be finding some form today, that day, and going on with the run.
Yes, she's a very nice filly. She's going to be fit for her return. She has had 2 promising runs in Joburg, but has had a very awkward head carriage in her races, so we've been focusing on trying to get her to drop her head in her work, and I think we have been pretty successful with that. If she uses herself and does things correct in the run, I think she will be competitive on Sunday.
Well, we saw Global Secret running second in a penultimate start diagram when beaten by Aerial View. Now, Global Secret, in her last 4 starts, she's found race time support, and she's been fancied on that occasion. Now, from speaking to Paul Lafty, this filly has shown good work at home, but she is yet to bring it to the racetrack. What do you make of her chances? She is fairly exposed, it must be said, though.
She's another Greyview type. We got Greyview in the previous race, well exposed. And here Global Secret has at 11 starts, she's well exposed. She's very game, she's very consistent. She shows pace, but she's vulnerable. And I'm going to play against her. Obviously, I'm expecting her to be in the mix there somewhere. But Raheel, to cut to the chase, I'm going to narrow this race down. Star Aglow, Queen Mercury, numbers 15 and 16. Healthy Respect for number 9, Green Sleeves. She was one of my horses to watch out for the abandoned meeting last week, and I'm not deserting her now. So I'm going to narrow it down for jackpot and pick 6 purposes to Green Sleeves number 9, 15 Star Aglow, and 16 Queen Mercury, who's only run over the course and distance, yielded a 2nd place. Keegan DeMello takes the ride. Unlike with Glenn Cotson, he has a wonderful strike rate, does Keegan DeMello, for the Andre Nell stable. 7 winners from 43 rides. That's a high strike rate. And then just one to mention, the first timer, nowhere in the betting at this stage, number 7, Declare War, for the Glenn Cotson stable. Possibly the stable companion is might be preferred, but Declare War is a full sister to Stella Act, who did really well for the stable. So, yeah, those are the ones that I think matter, but Declare War is a first-timer, so for the pick 6 purposes, I'm going with 9, 15, and 16.
I'm glad you touched on the 16-horse Queen Mercury, because she's a horse that I made to watch out for. She returns from quite a bit of a break, but I'm sure the stable would have done sufficient work with her to get her ready for this lineup, for this run. Her last 2 runs on the poly track, I think you can completely ignore that. I'm going to just say that she didn't enjoy the surface. She's a filly that should be a lot better on the turf. When she ran at Scottsville, I thought she could have possibly needed the run, and she's a filly that gave 3 kgs to a Manzam Toti and was only beaten 3.25 lengths at Kenilworth. So she's got the ability. She's a lightly raced 4-year-old, and I think Queen Mercury is going to be right there. My top choice in this race is the 13-horse Vision of Will. Now I'm just hoping over the 1200 meter trip they elect to sit and allow her to run on, because she's run her best race when allowed to run on, and that was behind Imba Jeje. She was the fastest to finish on that occasion. Yes, that was over the 1,000-meter trip, but I see quite a bit of pace in this race. So if they just elect to just give her a sit and just let her run on at the business end, I think she will be more effective over the 1,200-meter trip. So Vision of Will, definitely a horse to keep an eye on. The 16, Queen Mercury as well, and I'm glad you mentioned the 9 Greensleeves, which I think also you have to give respect to. And then the 14, Sky Cafe, if she reproduces a run to our Emily, I think she'll be really competitive. Her last 2 runs haven't been the greatest of efforts, but that our Emily form line is exceptionally well. And Sky Cafe is another horse that I think you got to throw into the mix as well. But Graham is in the camp of the 15, Star Glow, 16, Queen Mercury, and he's thrown in the 9 Greensleeves. I quite like a bit of the 13, Vision of Will, the 16, Queen Mercury, and the 9 Greensleeves in the first leg of Jackpot 1.
I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.